There does seem to be a modern disease on screen of like, I don't blink and I talk down here. I hate it.
With all the craziness that's going on in America right now, I could talk about politics, but instead I want to talk about Emilia Perez and why it doesn't work as a musical. So can you let me do that? I am going to attempt these stained glass nails that I saw from this video that I thought was really cute, and we'll see how I do. What I'm going to be doing is going into an analysis and why it doesn't work specifically as a musical. It's about this Mexican cartel boss who transitions genders and goes into hiding. Her name is Emilia Perez. Ooh, I said the title of the movie. She sends her family to Switzerland so that they're safe, and she fakes her death. And all of this is helped by Rita, who's a lawyer. After Emilia transitions, she's suddenly forgiven for all her sins, and she just completely drop kicks her family out of her life for 4 years. And it's just like, yeah, I'm a woman now, so I'm a whole new person.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about...
The music in musicals is not supposed to be just filler. It is part of the narrative. It is supposed to move the story forward. The characters have an emotion, and it is such a big emotion that they can't possibly just talk about it. They have to sing about it. In many cases, the songs feel like interruptions rather than an integral part of the story. They're not advancing the plot or offering meaningful character insights, and in some cases, they're just downright confusing, especially tonally.
Vengan todos, abran las puertas.
What I liked about the music in this show, specifically this song in particular, is that it's obvious that Zoe Saldana's vocal part was recorded live. And I enjoyed how the volume varied based on where she was in relation to the camera. I thought that was pretty cool. It made you feel like you're actually there while she's doing it. The vocal part was rather simplistic. I did hear some straining in Zoe's voice when she was singing higher in her chest voice. She spends much of the show singing and using more of a guttural sound, which can be difficult to transition off of into a lighter production in the voice. So it makes sense. I'm not saying she's a bad singer or anything. It's just I could hear that she had some straining, and you can actually see it in her throat. There's some strained lines in her throat. I think that the music is a representation of her uneasiness towards what she is required to do. It is one of the few songs that I feel actually move the story forward. Oh, I should have given a disclaimer. This whole video is a big spoiler for the entire movie. She starts singing a cappella in the bathroom because she just got this call from this random person that's like, meet me by the newsstand if you want to get a lot of money. And let me just say, if I got a call from someone that's like, what are you doing in the bathroom? And is like, hey, yo, meet me by a newsstand. I'm not going to go to the newsstand. Are you insane? I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, what do I have to lose? Which is basically what the whole song is about. I'm gonna meet this random dude at a newsstand. I just represented someone from the cartels. I think that would be super smart. No woman would do that. Do. There's a random rap section in the song, and it's so out of place. I'm trying really hard not to be mean because it's hard to write music. I am not a composer, but I just have to say that this rap made me actually laugh out loud, and not in a way that I'm thinking that they were hoping. I was laughing at it. You know what? I think I missed some spots. I'm going to put a little more black. Another aspect of this song, and a lot of the songs in the show actually, it ends abruptly and it's super short. It seems like as well that the composer is a big fan of using simplistic melodic parts for the singers in combination with either whispering or lightly talking. I mean, the whole song is just, should I do this? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And it could have just not existed as a song, and we'd still have a story. It really took me out of what was happening because the cartel boss is whispering this random part and then everything goes back to normal all of a sudden. Why did it happen? And why didn't it happen when she was talking about wanting the sex change operation? That would have been a great part to do the emphasis on the eighth notes, because that actually is the important part of what was being said. I didn't like it. So moving on. Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation. I see. Man to woman or woman to man. Man to woman, from penis to vagina. And just from me singing that much, you're like, okay, that can't be real. But it is. And you know, there's someone on TikTok who said this.
The only thing I will say about Emilia Perez is that I wish that the film kept the same energy that it has in this scene throughout the whole movie.
They're right. You know, if the whole show had the absurdity of this song, I could have probably gotten behind it. Like, it would have been similar to something South Park would do, where it's just they push the boundaries of what is okay. I might have actually liked the show, but this is seriously out of nowhere. It's a random song that has this comedic feeling. It never comes back. There's nothing else that sounds like this, and I don't know if they're actually trying to be funny or not. Like, it's one of those that I feel like I'm laughing at you rather than with you. In the song, she says she wants to know the risks of the operations, the protocol, timing, etc. And all they do in the song is list the different surgeries you can have. And she just says yes after each one. It serves no purpose in the show. And it's also very simplistic in the music as well. I feel like I'm cutting these too teeny. Ooh, teeny!
Lady, I've been a doctor since...
I dislike this song. This song could have been completely replaced with just a couple sentences and we would have lost nothing. Actually, you don't even need to replace it with sentences. Just completely take it out. Lady, I did it. Like, it's another song of speak singing and I wanted to die. There's a line that Rita says that says, if you'd seen what he had shown me, you'd be a better man. What the hell is she talking about? Mr. Mystery is an effing cartel boss. Just because she is wanting a sex change operation so that she could feel more herself doesn't mean that she's a good person, because she's not. There's literally nothing you said in this song to make the doctor want to change his mind about giving the operation. What are you talking about? I'm sorry to be rude, but I really didn't like that song. This was the song that made me go, you know what? I kind of wish there wasn't music in this movie. Another song that starts with rhythmic whispering. She's singing off the voice. This happens so frequently in the movie. I'm assuming that this was a decision made by the directors that they wanted it to be like this, to have them sing like they're constantly running out of air. And she's singing it like, come on, have any sort of enthusiasm in your life. Emilia has gone through her transition. She goes and looks for Rita in London, finds her. And so in this song, Rita is like, dude, why are you here? Are you here to kill me? Amelia's just like, no, I'm not here by chance. I'm here for a reason. But do they say the reason in the song? No! They wait for the music to stop for her to actually say, this is why I'm here. What the actual? There's a lot of whisper singing in this show, but this is one of the few times that it actually made sense why they were doing it, because they were surrounded by other people at this dinner and they're whispering to each other and they don't want to be overheard. I believe I have misophonia. I cannot handle certain sounds. So keep that in mind for the rest of my review, that by this point, I'm hating everyone, no matter what they're doing. I hate them all because they just never stop whispering.
Bienvenida!
Can we talk about the first song that Selena Gomez sings? So she is Jessica. She is Emilia Perez's wife from her past life. She doesn't sing, she chants. She is tired of being trapped in this cage that her late husband set for her. She's done everything that she was supposed to do. She took care of her family. She moved to Switzerland. And now that she's back, she wants to do something for her. She's feeling sexually frustrated. I feel like anytime they have music that gives vital information in the show, they just have the characters speak or chant it rather than writing a melodic line for them. And it's not like they're rapping. You know, they're not doing a Hamilton either. They're just going in a very monotone, and it's like a typewriter, and then and it's strange to me. The boy is singing about how Emilia smells like her father. And that's literally the song. That's all it is. It's you smell like my dad, and my dad smelled like these things. And Emilia starts crying, and we're supposed to feel bad for her, but I can't, because she's a cartel boss that transitioned and completely left her family in Switzerland for 4 years before realizing she wanted them in her life. I have no sympathy for her. Oh, okay, we're gonna move on from that song. I just can't. Also, this looks really bad. I'm sorry you have to look at this.
Aquí estoy.
So the overall structure of this song is Rita giving information about several of the people. There might just be something lost in translation, but I'm kind of confused when it gets to the part that repeats, these people talk, but now they'll pay. So to say like they talk, and now they'll pay. They talk about what? Otherwise, this song is pretty straightforward in its meaning. The vocalization, it's very simplistic melodically and harmonically. There aren't very many pitches used, and that's a theme through a bunch of the songs in this show. The music didn't seem to fit the situation at all. She didn't think it was a good idea to take corrupt money. And then she proceeds to sing an upbeat song and undulates through them with a smile while talking about them. Like, overall, it was just confusing as to what the tone was supposed to be. Like, what is Rita really feeling? Why did she start singing? What is happening? There's also like a strange sexual undertone. I don't have anything against sexual undertones. That happens in music all the time. But why here? Why now? There's a line in the song that says, I was born from her desire. I was born from her womb. That has to be something that's lost in translation. Because what the actual are you talking about? It starts with Emilia saying she's half a person. I think she's like implying in the song that she's feeling split in half and between who she was versus who she is now. Adoy! Because you're like a horrible person. And she's happy and in love. So objectively, this would be a lovely sentiment. But I can't forgive everything she's done so easily, like the movie is trying to make me do. Like the pain of having to hide your love from society because you're shunned. That would have been a good thing to explore in this movie. All I can think during this song is how I wish for once they would just let her sing full out. And I'm not sure who thought it would be a good idea to have everyone whisper sing with zero support so they're barely able to phonate. Let me say, I have nothing against adding air to the sound a la Billie Eilish. The song is supposed to be an exclamation of love, and they're singing it like someone is on their deathbed and they're saying goodbye. Tonally, how the style they're singing doesn't fit the situation. I think its whole purpose is to pretty much just show off Selena Gomez, because it doesn't move the story along at all. It's a catchy song. I was kind of into it because it didn't start with whispering. Selena Gomez actually her character is Jessica. I shouldn't call her Selena Gomez, but she's whisper raging on the phone with Rita, and Emilia is also doing the same. And Rita's just like, calm down. Chill, it's cool, don't freak out. And that's the song. So we could just move on from that. I don't like it. Emilia is trying to beg for forgiveness for lying about who she is to Jessica. But by this point, the whisper singing was overdone. It is just completely overdone. Like, they should have saved it for key moments like this, and it would have been more impactful. At least in my opinion. You're supposed to feel something in this song. Like, oh, she's like confessing and like she's been tortured and but couldn't feel anything for her. I felt nothing for Emilia. I felt nothing for Jessica. They're both terrible people. Everyone's terrible. Perdoname? No. The answer is no. SAR. It starts with Epifania singing about how she spends nights together with Emilia, and Emilia wouldn't talk about herself, so she really didn't know much about this woman she was in love with, but she still brought her a sense of freedom. Everyone else felt that Emilia brought good by turning pain into gold. Basically, she was able to provide closure to so many that lost loved ones because of the cartels and such. Which, reminder, she was also part of the cartels. The melody is super simple. I think the composers were trying to make it sound a bit more like a folk tune. Memorializes Emilia after her death. And all I can say is, what the actual bleepin' bleep. I am very interested to know what all of you think about Emilia Perez. I'd like to know what you thought of the music in general, and if you think it should have won Best Original Song. Overall, when it comes to like critiquing things like this, it is very subjective. For my first time doing a stained glass look, good job, me. I appreciate you sticking around to watch. I'll see you next time. Bye.